For however long humanity has graced the face of this earth, the unending story of knowledge continues to write its pages. Where humanity seeks knowledge, humanity feeds temptation, temptations with possibly unforeseen consequences. If humanity discovers what nature must hide, so comes the loss of humanity's paradise. John Milton's Paradise Lost, an epic poem that tells the story of Adam and Eve, demonstrates the potential evils of human temptation and excessive knowledge, with the story closing with the banishment of Adam and Eve from paradise. What set Adam and Eve apart from other life within the Garden of Eden was their perfection, which God sought to limit such dominating potential through the tree of knowledge and its forbidden fruits. If one were to eat the forbidden fruit, one would be punished by death. Such consequences resulting from the pursuit of knowledge would then be represented in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, where Victor Frankenstein exhibits a downfall following his research of human life and the creation of a new species. John Milton's Paradise Lost signifies how the pursuit of knowledge is driven by human desire, and breaking the natural order for such knowledge leads to inevitable consequences for the individual, which is what creates Victor's downfall, as his desires, and ultimately his discoveries, encroach nature's limits of human knowledge. The Garden of Eden is sat still, innocently, while Adam and Eve do their daily tasks. But once it is time for them to rest, an evil presence lurks about the garden. Satan, disguised as a serpent, finds Eve alone and approaches her. She is surprised to find the creature can speak, and is soon induced by him to eat the fruit of the forbidden tree. Satan is initially presented as the figure who opposes mankind, casting him as an evil force against humanity. While Eve is not inherently tempted to eat from the tree of knowledge, Satan's evil intention is instead what persuades her to pursue knowledge. Because of Satan's evil character and the interaction between evil and humanity resulting in knowledge, John Milton demonstrates the malicious nature of humanity's pursuit of knowledge. In similarity with Satan's actions, Victor Frankenstein then foreshadows his inevitable destruction of nature, also through an evil force. When Victor finds himself before the professor of natural philosophy at his college, he states that chance, or rather the evil influence, the angel of destruction, which asserted omnipotent sway over me, led me first to M. Krempe, professor of natural philosophy. With Victor being led to the subject of philosophy through an angel of destruction, it is made clear that Victor's pursuit of knowledge is one of monstrosity. Similar to Paradise Lost, Victor's pursuit of knowledge is indicated to be driven by an evil force, with both stories also utilizing an omnipotent figure to portray this evil. And through the harsh consequences laid upon Adam, Eve, and Victor, the pursuit of knowledge is shown as a negative action. This parallel displays how Paradise Lost influences how Victor's pursuit of knowledge is portrayed in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, as both are presented as inherently evil actions. But once knowledge is acquired, its effects are eternal. When describing the life found within the Garden of Eden, John Hilton highlights that our death, the tree of knowledge, grew fast by, where our death represents eternal punishment, and the tree of knowledge symbolizes what humanity has not discovered. The consumption of the tree's forbidden fruit portrays the pursuit of knowledge, and a complex relationship between eternal effects and the pursuit of knowledge arises. Mary Shelley then forwards this concept when discussing the monster's rapid acquisition of human knowledge through literature. The emotions and realizations that such knowledge brings to the monster cause him to note of what a strange nature is knowledge. It clings to the mind when it has once seized on it like lichen on a rock. Shelley's use of simile when relating knowledge to lichen creates a relationship between an almost parasitic life form and knowledge, which inhabits one's mind with unwavering strength. Alongside the diction of clings and seized, which indicate an absolute attachment, knowledge is shown to give long-lasting effects on an individual. Paradise Lost establishes an eternal punishment for the pursuit of knowledge, allowing Frankenstein to then demonstrate the abiding consequences of knowledge itself. Such consequences arising from the pursuit of knowledge, however, do not hinder humanity's fulfillment of its greatest temptations. Humanity's longing for satisfaction sees no limits in what could be done to fulfill its greatest desires, no matter the consequences. And to Victor Frankenstein, power and control over nature is his greatest desire. By creating a new and perfect species of being, Victor hopes that such beings would bless him as its creator and course. Many happy and excellent natures would owe their being to him. Victor not only establishes how his new species will be in service to him, but simultaneously highlights the intentions behind his research to gain power over nature. This new species of excellent natures would allow Victor his domination over nature and ultimately satisfy his wants. Such an extreme action illustrates the strength of human temptation, which Adam and Eve fall victim to in Paradise Lost. Once Adam and Eve both consumed the forbidden fruit, they are aroused with lust and lay together, then fall to restless sleep. The chronological order of the consumption of the fruit, followed by strong sexual desire, outlines a relationship between the two, where the fruit is responsible for sexual desire. And because the fruit is symbolic of the pursuit of knowledge, Adam and Eve depict how the pursuit of knowledge, in this case quite literally, feeds human temptation. Where Frankenstein shows how desire causes the pursuit of knowledge, Paradise Lost inversely conveys human temptation as a result of the pursuit of knowledge. What Paradise Lost establishes is what Mary Shelley proves in reverse, which together reiterates the definite association between human temptation and the pursuit of knowledge. Yet to Victor, the pursuit of knowledge is also what allows him to satisfy his desires, with research being how he gains power. Victor in his plans to pursue knowledge will succeed by treading in the steps already marked. He will pioneer a new way, explore unknown powers, and unfold to the world the deepest mysteries of creation. While it is directly stated that Victor seeks knowledge to find unknown powers, he also indirectly shows a desire for immortality by both the study of creation and by his remembrance. Victor's desire to create a new way of a metaphorical path of research also further establishes the influence of Victor's temptations over his pursuit of knowledge. The primitive sexual desire demonstrated by Adam and Eve, however, ties together the fundamental instincts of human nature and relates them to knowledge. Through Victor's layered desires, Mary Shelley presents a more elaborate relationship between human nature and knowledge, where now it relates human emotion as well as the gaining of power to the pursuit of knowledge. Paradise Lost thematically influenced the implications of Victor's pursuit of knowledge, as Mary Shelley created such a pursuit to stem from human temptations. But such temptations are unfortunately those that break natural order. When engaging in the pursuit of knowledge to fulfill human desire, one breaks natural order. The relationship between humanity and God within Paradise Lost is connected through subservience, where humanity must obey God's will. When explaining God's mercy towards humanity to his Son, he states his justice is, but yet all is not done. Man disobeying, disloyal breaks his fealty, and sins against the highest supremacy of heaven, affecting Godhead, and so losing all. To explain the consequences of humanity's disobedience, Milton opts to utilize diction that conveys the loss of God's power. The influence humanity has on Godhead when disobeying indicates a gain of unreasonable power, which is shared with punishment derived from the pursuit of knowledge. This congruence ultimately demonstrates how a gaining of power disobeys God's orders. For humanity within the Garden of Eden, this represents the natural order, where humanity survives under God's watch. This relationship between power and the natural order is implemented within Victor Frankenstein's character complex, with Victor receiving an unnatural insight into nature. Victor's reference to natural philosophy and his inclination to study such a topic was how he would be able to penetrate into the recess of nature and show how she works in her hiding places. They ascend to the heavens. Not only does Victor establish how he pushes past nature's boundaries, he simultaneously indicates the metaphorical ascension into heaven, which symbolizes a gaining of ultimate power. Paradise Lost first introduces how the acquisition of unnatural power is disobeying God's will, and thus nature's order. Mary Shelley then utilizes this complexity to emphasize the severity of Victor's hounding of nature, as Paradise Lost demonstrates the heavenly power that comes from breaking natural order. But what also destroys natural order is the pursuit of knowledge. During God's processing of the punishments following the consumption of the forbidden fruits, the state of humanity is shown. Once Adam and Eve had sinned, humanity transitioned from justly then accursed, as vitiated in nature, where accursed coincides with nature's vitiation. Humanity's change from moral to detestable following the pursuit of knowledge again directly aligns with nature's corruption, which signifies that not only does the breaking of natural order come from the pursuit of knowledge, but simultaneously results in consequences for the individual. Victor closely relates to this effect, where his pursuit of knowledge and infringement of natural order brings emotional turmoil. When reflecting upon his pursuit of knowledge to the readers, he advises to learn from him how dangerous is the acquirement of knowledge and how much happier that man is who believes his native town is to be the world, than he who aspires to become greater than his nature will allow. Victor implies how his decision in seeking an excessive understanding of nature resulted in an unhappier state than not seeking understanding, accentuating the negative consequences resulting from an infringement of natural order. The transitioning of emotion found within Paradise Lost is reproduced in Frankenstein, where Mary Shelley utilizes negative human change as a consequence of breaking natural order, which ultimately thematically influences Victor's consequences to result in a depression of emotion. Where one breaks the order of nature, so begins their downfall. One's destruction of natural order leads to one's inevitable downfall. Paradise Lost prefaces the poem by briefly proposing the disobedience of mankind in its fall from paradise. John Milton describes this to be of man's first disobedience and the fruit of that forbidden tree, whose mortal taste brought death into the world and all our woe. John Milton indicates that through the tasting of the forbidden fruit, which is later clarified as the fruit of knowledge, humanity brought itself suffering. And because no mortal was to consume the fruit, as this would be disobedient, Milton further elaborates on humanity's disturbance of a holy form of order. However, once Adam and Eve did so, Milton reiterates humanity's punishment from the bad fruit of knowledge, if this to be no, which leaves us naked thus, of honor, void of innocence, of faith, of purity, our wonted ornaments, now soiled and stained. Humanity's deprecation further emphasizes the consequences of the pursuit of knowledge, with the punishment being a result of disobedience. Disobedience to God symbolizes natural order. This action of sentencing humanity to punishment concurrently describes Victor's downfall, as many aspects of his life go awry once disturbing nature. During Victor's re-encounter with his creation, Victor reflects on the torture his creation has brought him. To the monster, Victor declared, "Cursed be the day, abhorred devil, in which you first saw light. Cursed, although I curse myself, be the hands that formed you." Victor's feelings not only apply to the monster, but are reciprocated by himself, suggesting how his action has resulted in his downfall. And because the monster represents Victor's breaking of natural order, Victor's downfall mirrors that of Adam and Eve, as both are derived from the destruction of natural order. Additionally, Victor's creation, symbolic of his infringement of natural order, punishes more than just his mental state, where he claims responsibility for the loss of 3 human lives. When remembering the destruction he has caused, Victor states he is the cause of this. I murdered her. William, Justine, and Henry, they all died by my hands. Not only does the death of these 3 further the significance of Victor's downfall, but it simultaneously parallels humanity's sentence following Adam and Eve's loss of paradise. Within Paradise Lost, the pursuit of knowledge brought death into the world, which Mary Shelley reiterates through Victor's losses. Paradise Lost thematically influences the significance of Victor's downfall, as his downfall alludes to the sentence given to Adam and Eve, where death was brought into the world. The breaking of nature's order granted the punishment Adam, Eve, and Victor endured.